Welcome to Rockingham for round 6 of the championships for our youngsters in the Aprilia Super Teens and RRV 450 GP Cup. With 4 rounds to go, riders are under pressure to cement their titles. This is the Aprilia Challenge.
Yes, hello and welcome to Rockingham in Corby, Northamptonshire. The 3rd time Thundersport GB has visited this circuit. The 2nd time that we've had this circuit layout. It is the only circuit on the calendar that is anti-clockwise, and our Aprilia Super Teens are ready to go. That's a pretty decent start there from Ross Simpson, but he might have missed a gear. It looks like number 86, Charlie Nesbitt, that's going to have the lead as they just flick left now, straight on through the chicane. That's Will Keynes up into 2nd place. They then kick left again. It's quite a while before they find the right-hand side of the tyre, but young Charlie Nesbitt, the rookie, the Nitro Newcomers championship leader, that has the advantage as they head into Dean Hairpin, the long winding double apex left-hander. It's Nesbitt from Keynes. Zach Corduroy, number 22, the championship leader, injured into this race. This is the first right-hander on the circuit into Yentwood. Looks like a decent start from Bradley Peary. I could see the pink helmet and the pink wheels there as he slots into 4th place. Zach Corduroy is going to struggle a little bit. As I mentioned, he's got quite a few injuries. He's missed out on a lot of points yesterday in the racing. He came into the event just under 100 points clear of Bradley Peary overall in 2nd, but they've all caught him up. It's Nesbitt that leads. Ross Simpson in 2nd place now with the white helmet and the orange wheels. Will Keynes there in 3rd, but that's Simpson going up the inside of Nesbitt, and Bradley Peary in 4th is taking a wide line as they come around and onto the old start-finish straight. A bit of a look over the shoulder there from Will Keynes, who went very well in qualifying. He's improving all the time. He just needs a bit more time on the saddle, and he'll be fighting for the victories. But Simpson it is then that has the advantage ahead of Charlie Nesbitt. A few riders just running wide on the exit of the final chicane before leading them onto the start-finish straight again. It's Simpson that has the advantage, but Nesbitt's gone up the inside, and now Will Keynes trying to use the pace, but he's just rolled off the throttle a little early there, and he's gone from 2nd down to 4th and now 5th as another rider comes around the outside of them, and they head up in towards Dean again for the 2nd time of asking, and Nesbitt just struggling to hold on to his lead there as Ross Simpson flies through up into 1st place again and just running wide on the exit there. You can get away with that because there's a bit of exit runoff there, and there's a good battle forming at the front now between race leader Ross Simpson here, number 95 with the white helmet and the bright orange wheels, and number 86, the Nitro Newcomer behind him. This is the first time that Charlie Nesbitt will have ever seen this circuit before. Bradley Peary just got a bit of a gap there in 3rd place. And we can see another one of the newcomers there, Thomas Burnett, number 93. The orange bib on to denote that he is a newcomer for this season. And, well, we're almost 3 abreast as we head into Tarzan. Ross Simpson leads, Charlie Nesbitt 2nd. Bradley Peary just going into Tarzan a bit hot there, but he's managed to maintain it. He's got some excellent drive. He tries to pull up alongside Charlie Nesbitt, but no joy. Zach Corduroy, just incidentally, number 22. He is out there in this race. He injured himself. He missed out on all the races on Saturday, but he is out in this race. He's just not featuring in this front group, and hopefully he'll have a better go of it later on. Oh, one of the riders there just running a bit wide in the background. That looks like the young Irishman Aaron Clifford, number 19, that you can see in the back of your picture ahead of Will Keynes. Back to the front we go, though. It's a nice, really nice, wide, swooping line that Ross Simpson takes there. Very similar to the sort of swoop in at Indianapolis, actually. But Ross Simpson it is with the advantage. But Charlie Nesbitt thinking about a move up the inside. No. Ross Simpson just cuts the nose off into the double apex left-hander, but he looks like he's lost a gear or something. He's lost transmission, and he's lost a few places as well. Charlie Nesbitt capitalises. Peary up into second, Aaron Clifford third, and Will Keynes taking full advantage as well. And whatever went wrong for Ross Simpson there, he may have found neutral. He's got it back together now, and but he's got a bit of work to do. He's fallen back to 5th place. So Nesbitt and Peary now fight for the lead, and Peary's thought, you know what, I'm not hanging about in second any longer. With Ross Simpson struggling, this is my chance to win this race. And with no Zach Corduroy, hey, I'm second in the championship. I could do with the 25 points. Just to keep you in the know, number 86, Charlie Nesbitt, is third in the championship. So he still has an outside chance of winning this overall, but results really would need to go his way. So as it is, Peary it is that now leads. Charlie Nesbitt in second place. Third is now Aaron Clifford. Fourth, Ross Simpson, number 95, and just having a peek over his shoulder there, Will Keynes is in a safe 5th place. Nesbitt it is that leads, just cuts the nose off of Bradley Peary there. Looks like they're coming up on some traffic. They are. They're going to deal with that nicely, hopefully, just before they tip into the left-hander at Dean, the hairpin. It's Nesbitt that leads, but they're all bunched up. Peary in second place, and Aaron Clifford looks quite dangerous. You know, Aaron missed a couple of rounds due to injury just after the first few rounds of the championship, but he does look like a great competitor in this Super Team Championship. I think you're going to see winning trophies on his side at some point later on in the year, just like Will Keynes, who's doing very well to hang on to the back of this group. Will got his first Aprilia Super Team podium yesterday, and there's a change for the lead. Peary again, fighting past young Charlie Nesbitt. Nesbitt just 12 years old. Bradley Peary's not exactly geriatric, he's only 13. But look at this lot, 3 abreast down into Tarzan, and Ross Simpson comes back into the party. Great move there from Simpson. The others were caught napping, trying to file for position, and Ross Simpson says, no, clear off, I'm coming through. He moves up into second. This is great racing from the Aprilia Super Teens. And do you know what, Zach Corduroy might not be able to see this, but he won't mind what's going on at all. They're all beating each other up. So at the moment, as we try and catch a breath, and Peary almost runs out of circuit, it is Peary that leads, number 97. Ross Simpson, having led the race, fell back to 5th, back up into second again. He's second place. Third for Will Keynes now, number 7, but he's got a problem. Will Keynes is pulling up. Oh, it's such a shame for Will. What's happened there? Has he got a gearing problem? Well, all of a sudden, we had 5 abreast a moment ago, and now 2 of them are cleared off out front. Big shame there for Will Keynes. Not sure if he's got a bike problem. We'll have to keep an eye on that. So Simpson has the lead again. He won't want to throw it away again. He won't want to miss another gear if that is indeed what the problem was. But Peary has looked good so far. Clifford in third, Nesbitt fourth. There's Will Keynes. Whatever trouble he had a moment ago, it seems to be all gone now. So he's got all that work to do yet again. There's Simpson. A wide line from Peary, and then he just stuffs it up the inside of Ross Simpson into Piff Paff and then around Gracelands. A great move there from Bradley as they then shoot down this very short stretch, but it's a great place for overtaking down into Tarzan, the right-hander that leads onto the old start-finish straight. So it's Peary that leads, and the racing's been so good I didn't even realise that this is the last lap and there's only a couple of corners left. Peary just has the advantage. There's a few turns left. It goes left, right, left, and Ross Simpson is trying to line himself up for the slipstream. Further back, that's a battle between Daniel Drayton and number 35, that's Sam Wilford. That's for 10th and 11th. But what's happening out front as they come onto the start-finish straight? It looks like Ross Simpson's going to pinch it. He has. He fell down to 5th, but he's actually taken the win, and that's a superb result for Ross, and he looks delighted. Confirmation there. Ross Simpson, 25 points for him. Peary has to set off for second. Clifford third. Nesbitt in 4th place. Curtis Drew, a good result for him ahead of Tristan Finocchiaro. Zach Corduroy, the championship leader. That's actually a very good result under the circumstances for him in 7th place ahead of Jordan Boyle, Ed Best and Daniel Drayton. There they are on the podium then. That's the Nitro newcomers. A very happy Charlie Nesbitt, centre of your picture.
Charlie, you've won every Nitro Newcomer race so far this year. That must be such an achievement for you.
Yeah, it's an achievement. It's just, hopefully I can just carry on.
And with regards to the race, you had such a good start. You were first into the leading corner. Did you enjoy the race? Did you think you were going to pull away?
Yeah, I hope so, but you can't always have it that way, can you? No.
Maybe for the next race. Any sponsors to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all my sponsors, Done the Sport, In Competition. That's about it, really.
Nitro Newcomer winner there, Charlie Nesbitt, and here's the podium overall. Simpson from Peary and Clifford.
Third overall, Aaron, such a good race. You were battling with the front guys who have been battling all year round. That's such an achievement for you.
Yeah, well, it was a tough race, swapping places the whole time, but I'm happy with the results, so hopefully I can get more.
Brad, I do feel gutted for you. I thought you were going to have the win there, but you were pointing down at your bike coming over the line. Did you have some bike issues going on?
Yeah, no, because I was like the first race, I'm awful on starts. Second race sorted it a bit, and then I got first, and then I got a win. And this race I've just done, I was like battling Ross and Spud, and then I heard Will was behind us, and so was Aaron, and yeah, it's all right. And then I came around the last corner. I thought, get in, I'm almost there, literally about to finish, and then I went and changed gear, and there's no gear leader, and I was like, I'm stuck in third, get in.
Ross Simpson, what were you thinking when you passed Brad on the start-finish straight?
Oh, it was an amazing feeling. It was, I knew at the beginning of the weekend I had the pace to keep with the top runners, and then I was leading the race for quite a lot of laps, and then I missed the gear and I went back to fifth, so I had to climb my way back up, but as I came around the final corner I just settled for second, thinking I just got second, and luckily I got the win because Bradley missed the gear, so I'm happy with that.
Well, very well done. Any sponsors to thank?
ST Tuning, Andrew Jones, I'd like to thank Kabuta Helmets, Hundron, 151s, NGK Spark Plugs. I'd like to thank my mum and my dad, Rihanna, Rochelle, Callum, Sophia, and Thundersport, Dunlop and Aprilia.
Well, what a truly exciting race one that was here from Rockingham. And guess what? We've got 3 more races coming up for you. The 450s coming up straight after the break. Welcome back to Thundersport GB, the Aprilia Challenge here at the Rockingham Motor Speedway in Corby, Northamptonshire. Next up, the Aprilia 450s. Just got a glimpse there of the championship leader, number 11, the Irishman David Allingham, leading this championship by a mile. But this weekend, Lewis Rollo's looked on good form. That's Will Hodgson off to a great start though, number 14. He cuts across the noses of his opposition, and he has the lead. That looks like Lewis Rollo is up into second place, the young Scotsman, the reigning Aprilia Super Teen champion. We saw the Super Teens out just before the break, but Will Hodgson, what a rocket start that was for him as they tip into Dean Hairpin. So it is indeed Hodgson from Rollo, the top 2, and Hodgson's looking to check out already. 9 is Ben Luxton in third place. Vast improvements from Ben Luxton in the last few rounds. He's now got full backing of JDF for this season. And championship leader David Allingham, number 11, the rider with a white helmet and the green trimming, is just settling into 4th place. It is quite unusual to see David that far back. Believe me, he has been on fire all season long. Very consistent, rarely drops it. As they head now down into Tarzan, it looks like Allingham's going to move up into 3rd place. He's wasting no time at all. He'll be aware that Lewis Rollo can do some damage here this weekend, but in fairness, unless David Allingham makes a mistake, and certainly I'll touch wood as I say that hopefully nothing happens to him as a rider. He's certainly had his fair share of bad luck over the last few years. This is his championship to lose. I've got to be honest, it's a huge lead, almost 200 points as we came into this event. But he's not necessarily had it all his own way so far. Will Hodgson it is that leads, number 14, ahead of number 8, Lewis Rollo, the 13-year-old. In 3rd place there now is David Allingham, and he's got some decent drive out of that chicane. He pulls alongside the Scotsman, and the Irishman moves up into 2nd place, and they all close up on race leader, Will Hodgson, number 14. It is still now Ben Luxton in 4th place. And he's actually keeping checks on the entire group and looking now to make a move on Lewis Rollo. Oh, we got a faller there, and that's Will Hodgson. Will Hodgson laying down, didn't even really see what happened there, but Will Hodgson's gone down, the race leader. That means that David Allingham now leads this race from Lewis Rollo. So Will Hodgson, well, I do hope that he's okay. We'll have to keep an eye on that. So it's now Allingham that leads, number 11. Lewis Rollo looking to go around the outside, but he almost runs wide, and that's allowed Ross Twyman to go from 4th to 2nd. Twyman then moving up into 2nd place, and Ben Luxton just losing out. So Allingham it is that leads. In fact, no, Ben Luxton has got some momentum. He has moved up into 2nd place. Rollo back to 3rd. Twyman in 4th. Great racing here in the 450s. Normal services resume then with David Allingham, the championship leader, leading overall. Ben Luxton looking very dangerous and a threat there in 2nd place, carrying some decent speed into the chicane, and they've just momentarily broken away from the pack in 3rd. That's Lewis Rollo and Ross Twyman side by side. Ross Twyman all in black in terms of leathers. He's got those black RST leathers on, but it is Allingham that leads. We've got a stationary yellow flag there. Now I suggest that may well be because coming up here that Will Hodgson, this is where Will crashed earlier on as they come past the incident. There he is, in fact, just leaning over a tyre wall, so he's a bit battered and bruised, but at least he's up, he's got his lid off, and he's probably just mumbling a few swear words there, Will Hodgson, so he's going to have to watch the rest of this race. Allingham it is that leads, the championship leader overall. Ben Luxton in 2nd place. What a result this would be for him, and if he can get the win, a massive boost of confidence. Rollo looking a threat still there in 3rd place. Twyman doing well in 4th. Bradley Jones desperately trying to get himself in the frame here, just a bit further back, number 75. I can tell you that Louis Dawson is having a good race up in the top 8. Harry Coomber finally got his bike actually working. Harry is easily capable of winning races. It's just he's not had much luck in the last few rounds, so we desperately hope to see Harry back to form sooner or later. Alex Baker, Cameron Lee, Gideon Thomas, George Stanley, Reece Hutchinson, Dean Court all in the mix, but Ben Luxton has taken the lead overall, and they've all bunched up. David Allingham now in 2nd place, coming under attack from the Scotsman, the reigning Aprilia Super Team champion, who has found his mojo after a bit of an injury-struck start to the season, and he goes all the way around the outside. Surely not there. Lewis Rollo, he's got no room. What a move this is from the young Scotsman. Has he got the inside line into Yentwood? No, not quite. It's Luxton that leads from Allingham. Lewis Rollo in 3rd place, and Ross Twyman there hassling away in 4th, number 15, just trying to find a way past Lewis Rollo. In fact, I would actually say to Ross that at the moment, well, he's not going to listen to me. I was going to say stay behind Lewis and try and get the drag up to the leaders, but Ross is wasting no time at all. This is allowing Bradley Jones just a bit further back in 5th to get back into the picture. But I'll tell you what, Lewis Rollo does not mind taking the wide approach here into Tarzan. It gives him some good drive onto the school straight before they head now into the Brook chicane. What a performance this is from Ben Luxton though, number 9. A completely changed character. And we saw Ben fighting for wins a couple of seasons back now in the Aprilia Super Teams, and then he just lost his way a bit. And when I say that, I don't mean that he was falling back outside the top 10. He was there or thereabouts, but he certainly wasn't fighting for the wins. And somewhere around halfway through this season, when he made the switch over to JDF, he's got some good mentors, some good helpers behind the scenes. It's just all clicking together again, and it's very nice to see. Always got his family here watching and supporting as well. And Luxton, great to have him back to form. He's got the confidence with him, he's got the bit between his teeth, and he leads from Allingham. Twyman now up to 3rd, ahead of Lewis Rollo. Still Bradley Jones just a bit further back in 5th. He's not quite able to get a toe. But this is the young man from Stockton. He's done quite a bit of growing over the last couple of years. He was a tiny little character on the Aprilia Super Team a few years back, but he's starting to get quite tall now. And, well, maybe that's helping him. He's got the balance of this 450 spot on. There are the traditional JDF colours there, orange, silver and white. But Luxton leading the way from championship leader David Allingham. And Allingham, the Irishman, well, he won't actually mind finishing in second at this particular point in time, because Luxton does not feature as one of his championship rivals. Well, not for the minute anyway. So Allingham won't exactly be phased if he has to take second place here and 20 points. It would still be good enough for him to extend his championship lead overall, and that's a decent win for Ben Luxton. A super win indeed. There it is, 25 points, and I think we're going to see more of him on the top step. Well done, Ben. Allingham extends his championship lead in second. Nice to have Twyman back on the podium. Lewis Rollo just misses out this time. Jones fifth ahead of Dawson Coomber. Baker, Cameron Lee and Gideon Thomas ends up in 10th place overall. Let's take a look at the faces on the podium then. Ben will be centre of your picture. There he is, David Allingham, the championship leader on the left, and on the right there, it's Ross Twyman.
We saw you at your peak at Donington Park, but you've not had such great luck since then with accidents and such like, but it must feel brilliant to be back on the podium.
Yeah, no, we had a bit of dip in form, but hopefully now try and keep consistent like these races now, and hopefully be battling with these boys. But yeah, so pleased for especially Ben anyway. You know, he's had a hard time, but now he's, you know, well, no one could catch him on that one. He was gone, so really pleased for him.
Dave, a good race for you there, especially coming back from Alton. You scored 100 points or more in the double points race, but is it a bit disappointing to get second?
No, definitely not, because Ben rode too hard. Plus, I didn't get a great start, and I had to come past everybody. And you know, at that stage, I don't know if I even had the pace to run with him. And then I got to the front, and I thought I was starting to go, but obviously Ben stayed with me, and it's great to see Ben just up on the podium. And no, definitely, I'm happy enough for that. I don't really mind getting second place.
Ben, you've got some compliments off your fellow competitors there. I think they're all chuffed for your first win.
Yeah, definitely. It was a great race. I tried really hard, got a good start, and then pushed on from there and managed to make a gap. It was really good, yeah.
It must be such an achievement for you getting your first win. Can you tell us a bit about your journey?
Well, it was a bit iffy really, because I thought David was going to catch me up, but I managed to just break that gap and he couldn't catch me in time, so it was good.
Well done. Any sponsors to thank?
Yeah, Stephen Cowan at Systematic Instruments, Damien Decomed, John Davis, everyone that helped me out, my grandma and granddad, thanks to everyone, David High Fibre, Ian Newton and everyone, thanks.
Compliments from fellow riders and compliments from the commentary box. Well done, Ben. We'll see you out again in a moment. We're off for a quick break. Super Teens up next. Welcome back. 2 races gone, 2 to go. The second Aprilia Super Teen race on the grid now. There's Ross Simpson, who picked up that victory at the expense of Bradley Peary, who missed a gear. There's Bradley, and just giving thumbs up to the grid girls. There's Will Keynes. We also saw Charlie Nesbitt on the front row. Keep your eyes pinned for 22, Zach Corduroy, championship leader. He's suffering with injury at the moment. He's lost a stack of points, but he is out there. He's fighting away, but it's a decent start from Will Keynes, number 7. And if he could put together a series of laps as well as he does the start, then we'll see him winning races in no time at all. And it is Keynes that leads. Charlie Nesbitt going for the outside line, number 86. And up the inside there with a white helmet is Ross Simpson, race 1 winner. Looking to do the same again, but as it is, Keynes leads, number 7, with the sky blue wheels ahead of Ross Simpson, number 95. On the right of your picture, then 86, Charlie Nesbitt, just going up the inside of him there. That's a decent start. Also, a bit further back, I see from Aaron Clifford. He's got away well. And who is that in 4th place, I wonder? I think it's Curtis True, number 101. He has the sort of bright yellow trimming on black leathers, Andrea Iannone style, but I'll confirm that for you in a minute as they tip into Tarzan, hopefully. Here we go then, into Tarzan. Keynes it is that has the lead. Ross Simpson trying to go up the inside of Nesbitt. It works. It is Curtis True in 4th place. That's great to have Curtis back up the sharp end. We saw at the start of the season he's capable of podiums. He just had a bit of drop in confidence levels and performance over the last few rounds, but maybe just clicking it all together. He can win races, can Curtis, number 101 in 4th place there. Number 7 though, Will Keynes. Really nice to have him fighting at the front end. Unfortunately, no Lewis Good out there this weekend, struggling financially, just like many of the families that run the youngsters out here, so he's only on pit wall watching. It is Keynes that leads. Ross Simpson in second place there, number 95, and some excellent drive out of the chicane. It looks like that might just be an area where Will Keynes struggles a little bit through there. The rest just tend to straighten out a little bit. Keynes has lost a bit of an advantage, but it matters not. He still leads as they tip into the Dean hairpin. So Keynes leads. Look at them all bunching up, though. There's a massive train, and whatever you do, Will, don't look over your shoulder. There's about 10 or 11 bikes lined up, waiting to have a go at leading this race, and Curtis Drew still there in fourth place. Will Keynes it is that leads. Number 95, Ross Simpson in second place. Nesbitt in third. Simpson here having a nibble maybe at the front, and he's just drifting out as if he wants to make a move. Keynes does have a look over his shoulder. Will that cost him down into Tarzan? Yes, it will. He loses out on first place. I always say, riders, whatever you do, don't look over your shoulder. There's a reason why you haven't got mirrors on these race bikes, and it's not just for slipstream purposes. You don't want to know what's going on behind you. Keep your head flat on the tank and have it pinned. There's a number of riders here that could feature on the podium, but it's the race one winner, Ross Simpson, that has the advantage at the moment from Keynes, and that's Nesbitt in third. Still Curtis Drew there in fourth place. Further back I can see Aaron Clifford in the mix. Tristan Finocchiaro having an excellent weekend, number 58, half Italian, half English. Joe Thompson having a good run out, so is Ed Best. Daniel Drayton, Zach Corduroy though, as I mentioned before, the championship leader overall, and with his injuries, if he was able to get himself onto the podium, what a result that would be. He's only just past fit to race this. He's got sort of broken bones and he's crutches, limping around, but he's well in the mix. As we see there, the bright orange wheels of Ross Simpson leading, the bright blue wheels of Will Keynes in second, and then in third place there, the newcomer, Charlie Nesbitt. You heard from him in the interview with Grace just a moment or two ago. After the first race, he's probably the most unfazed rider, young rider, that I think I've ever met. Really doesn't have anything that bothers him, but he's coming under a bit of attack here, and that's Zach Corduroy to the right. Where has he come from? Zach Corduroy, well, he's pumped up full of something. He's gone around the outside of Nesbitt, and he's going to try and attack Will Keynes now. And Corduroy, do you know what? I just think he's had a sniff of, well, I can win this, and that's it. He's forgotten about the pain. So he's managed to come through a pack of riders. What an effort this is from Corduroy. He's just got beaten up a bit there by Charlie Nesbitt, who says, I'm not getting beaten up by an injured rider here. I want third. So he's now trying to attack Will Keynes. And Will Keynes is going to have a bit on his plate here, because he'll have Nesbitt on one side of him, Corduroy in the slipstream. Aaron Clifford has also gone through. Curtis Drew must have made a slight mistake, because he's just fallen back a place or two. Ross Simpson, meanwhile, still your race leader overall. He's got about a 3/10 lead over Charlie Nesbitt. Just side by side there for third. That is Zach Corduroy and Will Keynes, and Zach Corduroy has the advantage, and Aaron Clifford now going around the outside of Keynes as well. So Keynes, having led this race, is just getting swallowed up a bit here, and it's just easy to lose your momentum. Once you start getting a couple of riders past you, you try and, I don't know, you try and get yourself back into the frame again, and all of a sudden a few other riders sneak their nose up inside you. But look at the determination there from championship leader 22 Zach Corduroy, and Aaron Clifford, the young Irishman, a former Irish Super Team champion, is looking to try and follow him. He knows that this could be a good idea. And there's Curtis Drew. Now, is he tapping the rear seat unit as if to say, look, follow me? Or is he tapping the seat unit as if to say, follow me, don't pass me, because I'm actually getting fed up of this? So around Tarzan they go, and down the short school straight, there's a tear off there, just being ripped off by Curtis Drew as they go into the chicane. But it's Ross Simpson that leads, Charlie Nesbitt second, and Zach Corduroy, the championship leader, in third, looking to pull back some points. The back marker has been dealt with. That looks like, is that Leanne Hunt just a bit further back, being lapped there as they come around into the chicane and up towards the Dean hairpin. Ross Simpson, who had a decent lead a couple of laps ago, is under pressure here, and he loses his lead, does he? No, closes the door. Oh, and Charlie Nesbitt there goes from looking like having a challenge for first, down to third. They pull out of that turn there, and Ross Simpson just about has the advantage. I tell you what, Ross Simpson will not believe it when he sees the light green wheels of Zach Corduroy. Of all the riders that he'd have expected to see challenging him here in this second race, it would not have been series leader Zach Corduroy. I don't know what he's had for lunch, but something has changed, because he is not feeling the pain at the moment. Or if he is, he's being very, very brave indeed. This is like a Jorge Lorenzo effort. Simpson it is that leads, but look who's coming to the party, and look, Ross Simpson has a look over. He takes the inside line. Oh, that got a bit close there, but Zach Corduroy out of nowhere leads this race. What a heroic effort that is, and Simpson has got his head flat to the tank, charging at the series leader. There's not a million miles left in this race. Nesbitt trying to get himself involved as well, but through the chicane here, Zach Corduroy defending like heck here. Simpson in second. He's got to be a bit careful because Charlie Nesbitt is coming up to him as well, and they're all weaving down the start-finish straight as they go across the line. The last lap flag is out, and they are three abreast as they go across the line. Charlie Nesbitt might even have a no. Charlie Nesbitt knew that he might just get his nose chopped off there. Corduroy comes flying through. Simpson in second. Nesbitt's got a bit of work to do here to try and close the gap on this final lap, but these two guys here fighting it out, hammer and tong. It is Zach Corduroy that leads, Ross Simpson there in second place. You've got to think at the moment that Charlie Nesbitt might just be a bit too far away to fight for the win. In fact, he's got company. That's Aaron Clifford, number 19 in fourth, desperate to get another podium. As they now exit Yentwood, the right-hander, head into Chapman Curve, another right-hander, then into Piff Paff, a left-hander that can easily catch you out around the, well, it's called a steel straight, this bit. Not quite sure why, because it's nothing like a straight. And then Graceland's a beautiful left-hander before heading down towards Tarzan once more. And Ross Simpson needs to get closer to Zach Corduroy here if he wants any chance of winning. There's a back marker up ahead of them. That must be Samuel Messenger that they're about to pass, but they're running out of time. Zach Corduroy, the championship leader, he was injured. He was written and ruled out of this race altogether. Has the back marker fallen at the right time? He's dealt with it well. Corduroy's going to win this, you know. Ross Simpson can't get close enough. Corduroy using all of the circuit onto the start-finish straight. Has a cheeky look over his shoulder. He will love every second of this. Corduroy wins here, race 2, and that will mean an awful lot. Well, you know, if he wins the championship, he'll look back to that moment with fondness, I'm sure. The injured Corduroy, the championship leader out of nowhere. Beautiful win there for him ahead of Ross Simpson. Nesbitt, well, he leads the newcomers. He's got third overall as well. Clifford finishes fourth. Curtis Drew in fifth. Tristan Finocchiaro in sixth ahead of Keynes, Thompson, Best and Drayton. Points then heading into the next round. Well, the points have been cut. Corduroy's lead has been cut considerably, but he's still there ahead of Peary, Simpson and Nesbitt. So Simpson has just moved ahead of Nesbitt after this weekend. Drew in fifth, Clifford sixth, Keynes, Boyle, Thompson and Lewis Good, who was not here this weekend, still manages to hold on to a top 10 place. There they are on the podium then. Nesbitt, the leader of the newcomers, the winner of the newcomers.
Third position in the Nitro Newcomers goes to Edmund Best. A really good race for you. How did you find it?
Really good, quite challenging. There was no one to chase because everyone else had disappeared and there's no one behind me. So it was quite boring because there's no battles, but I still enjoyed it thoroughly because it's one of the best tracks ever.
Tristan, another podium for you here today. You must be really chuffed with that.
Yeah, it's been a great weekend. We've always been in the 137s. It's just been trying to get Jordan.
Charlie, another first in the Nitro Newcomers and third overall, and another tough battle with the guys at the front.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's having a battle every time, every race even. It's just, Zach's just invincible. It's amazing. No matter what injury he's got, he's got to try and win.
There they are on the podium then. What a win for Corduroy. Simpson in second and Nesbitt third.
Zach, first position. Just tell us, how did you do that? Explain to us what happened yesterday first.
Well, coming out of Graceland's, I seemed to have run a bit wide, went off the rumble strip and just had a really big moment, went over the bars.
What have you broken in your body?
I haven't broken anything, I just sprained my ankle quite severely.
Because we've seen you limping about the paddock here, but you still managed to come through with the first position.
Yeah, just a lot of pills and determination.
Well, we're 3 races down, but 1 still to go. Some cracking action from the Aprilia RRV 450s coming up after the break. Welcome back to Rockingham for Thundersport GB, the Aprilia Challenge, the final part. Here, there is your championship leader in the 450s, David Allingham. There is your race 1 winner, Ben Luxton. Lewis Rollo there looking focused, looking to try and get himself a win. And we just saw a quick glimpse there at 28. That's Keenan Armstrong, who seems to have got away reasonably well. But it's David Allingham, the championship leader, number 11, that has the advantage as they go through the chicane. It's a strange little flick there. Not necessarily a chicane. One rider's decided, you know what, I quite fancy doing the loop here. Let's see how quick I can go all the way around the outside. And he's going to have to find a way of just squeezing into one of the cones. There he goes. Lovely job. I'll have to see who that is in a moment. But Allingham it is that lead. 75, good start for Bradley Jones. He's up to second. Race 1 winner Ben Luxton third. And the Scotsman Lewis Rollo in 4th place as they head around Chapman Curve and up towards Piff-Paff. Allingham desperate to take 25 points. It was very sportsmanlike, very nice to hear other riders pleased for Ben Luxton winning that first race. I'm certainly happy to see a new winner on the podium in the 450s. It's great to have, but David Allingham, well, that will be it as far as his thanks are concerned. He'll want to win this one for sure, and so will Lewis Rollo, who's just moved up into 3rd place ahead of Ben Luxton there. Bradley Jones, decent start there for Brad. He's up into 2nd place, number 75, a rider that has had his fair share of bad luck. Ross Twyman is just a bit further back in 5th place. Ross has been having 1 or 2 bike issues here and there. And hopefully he's got himself sorted out. We saw that fabulous form from him at Donington Park at the start of the season, but just lost his way a bit, lost a bit of confidence, and he is a confidence rider. 2nd place there, Lewis Rollo moving ahead of Bradley Jones, and Rollo won't want to let Allingham go, but look at Ben Luxton, 4th place, up to 2nd, no 3rd. And then he's going to lose 3rd as well, is he? No. So Luxton, good on the brakes down into Dean Hairpin, but it's still Allingham that leads from Rollo, Luxton and Bradley Jones as they head out of Yentwood into Chapman Curve. This right-hander, then left into Piff-Paff, and the short straight to Graceland's the left-hander, and then it's a short straight up to Tarzan. An excellent opportunity for overtaking, as we've seen so far throughout the show. Further back there we see Matt Rangeley, number 93, but Lewis Rollo having a go here around the outside at Tarzan. It's the long way round, and he's proved it there because Allingham comes out on top, but they're all getting tucked up in the slipstream here as they head down into the Brook chicane, and it is a move for 1st place. The Scotsman Lewis Rollo has the advantage. A nice wide swooping line there from Allingham as he tries to get on the power, and just watch how advantageous that is come the end of this straight, because Allingham might be able to pounce on Rollo, but it was also some good exit speed there from Luxton in 3rd as the top 3 break away slightly now from Bradley Jones in 4th. Ross Twyman still there in 5th place. They head up to the hairpin. Look how good Ben Luxton is on the brakes there. There's just not quite enough room for him to nudge through, and Bradley Jones has closed down the gap as well, so some good late braking from him. Further back, Alex Baker's having a good race. Coomber, Keenan Armstrong, George Stanley, Ross Twyman I've already mentioned. Will Hodgson, by the way, saw him limping about after the crash from race 1. He is okay, but his bike's in a bit of a mess and he's limping around, so he's decided to opt out of this race. So get well soon, Will, and we'll see you over at Anglesey in North Wales. That's the next round for us. 4 rounds left in the championship, including this one. So Anglesey up next, then we head over to Mallory Park before then finishing the Thundersport GB season off at Donington Park, the GP circuit. There's Harry Coomber, number 61, just up behind Louis Dawson, number 34. That's the battle for 6th and 7th place. And do you know what? I've just had a quick look on the time screens. I missed this one, so apologies. Number 8, 10-second jump start penalty. That's Lewis Rollo. So Rollo at the sharp end, he probably, unless he's been notified on his pit board, he won't know about that. And look where he is, he's leading the race overall. So it's a shame for Lewis Rollo. He will fall back to what? Probably... Oh dear. It's going to hurt him, that is, that 10 seconds, because these guys are all so close together. It might even sneak him outside the top 10. So despite the fact that Lewis Rollo is leading on the screen as you see him, number 8 there, with the Aprilia and the red leathers. Of course it's an Aprilia, it's the 450 challenge. That then actually promotes Ben Luxton into first place with Allingham in second. And well, that will be very frustrating for Lewis Rollo when he comes back into pit lane and finds that out. But well, it does bump everybody up a place. So technically speaking, Ben Luxton leads from David Allingham, Bradley Jones. Louis Dawson is going really well, I've got to point out. Number 34, having one of his better races. Here is, and Allingham's now gone up ahead of Ben Luxton, so he's second on circuit, but first overall, provided he can prevent Lewis Rollo from getting a 10-second advantage. It'd be great to see Lewis Rollo's pit board at the moment, because if he knows that he's got a 10-second penalty, then that might be why he's choosing to try and pull the pin. Further back, there's Bradley Jones, 75, Ross Twyman, 15, and Louis Dawson, number 34. Really impressive performance here from Louis Dawson, just as I say, that bit of a commentator's curse. He uses all of the exit up, it doesn't matter too much there, but he's just lost a bit of ground. But this is one of the better performances from Louis Dawson. I'm having to rack my brains to see whether or not he's had a top 4 or 5 finish in this class as yet. He may have done. Don't think he's been on the podium, but further back there, Ross Twyman just losing out to Bradley Jones, and that's allowed Louis Dawson, number 34, back into the frame. There is Louis, just there, with the green, white and red helmet. Good ride this. Out front, it is still Lewis Rollo that has the advantage on circuit, but he's got that 10-second jump start penalty. So Allingham it is, the championship leader, leads overall. Ben Luxton, once again, an impressive effort from Ben. He's in second place. And then this is your battle for third between number 75 there, Bradley Jones, and Ross Twyman, but Louis Dawson coming into play. Unfamiliar to see Louis Dawson fighting it out at the front end of this. We've seen him on a few different bikes in the past. In fact, I think it was here at Rockingham this time last year. He had a bit of a play in Thundersport's Golden Era Superbike class. He went out on a 748. But Louis Dawson from Bridgnorth, riding under the Ducati Wolverhampton banner, despite the fact that he's actually on an Aprilia. But that is where he hails. At the moment, Allingham, without realising, is on top of this race. I know one man that will know about this time penalty for Lewis Rollo, and that's David Allingham's dad, who'll be on pit wall at the moment, and he'll probably be telling David Allingham that he's just about fine overall. This is still the battle for third place. Twyman there, Louis Dawson, who's moved ahead now of Bradley Jones, so despite that stunning start for Bradley, he's just dropped back for now to 5th place. And just behind them, Alex Baker, who's having a good ride. Baker's lapping at the same times as these guys. It's just about trying to become a part of the gaggle. Catching them is one thing, and as the great Murray Walker used to say, overtaking is another thing altogether. Down into Tarzan, and Louis Dawson looking spectacular here, really is fighting. And do you know, the great thing here for Louis Dawson is if he can get himself ahead of Ross Twyman there, in 4th on circuit, he will actually get a podium, because Lewis Rollo at the moment, by the time screens, if you take 10 seconds or add 10 seconds onto his time, that actually pumps him down outside the top 10. He'd be behind Keenan Armstrong, George Stanley and Cameron Lee at the moment. He'd be down in 11th place. There he is, the young Scotsman, and as it happens, look, that's David Allingham, who looks like he wants to overtake him for position on circuit anyway. And it's happened as it... Oh, it's tight down into Dean Hairpin. Oh, David, if only you knew that it didn't actually matter, because Lewis has got a 10-second penalty, and that could have ended in tears. Ben Luxton looks quite happy just to settle in 3rd place there. He doesn't want to get involved in these fun and frolics that's going on up ahead of him. But Lewis Rollo it is that leads. Such a relaxed, calm riding style. It's a shame he's got that penalty, but they are the rules. But he definitely has improved so much as a rider. We wondered whether he'd take to the transition of the 450, having won so many races on the 125 last year, but he's taken to it like a duck to water. But he's lost the lead here on circuit. He won't win the race anyway, but David Allingham doesn't want to win the race because somebody else has got a 10-second penalty. He wants to win the race outright, and it looks like that's what he's going to do here. Oh, and Lewis Rollo going way wide there, down into Brook Chicane. He loses second place. He stays on the circuit, stays on the black stuff, but he's been pushed down to third. Do you know what? That'll pump him down further, surely. Allingham crosses the line. The checkered flag is his. The championship leader takes 25 points. Ben Luxton then second. Louis Dawson third. Jones fourth. Then it's Twyman, Baker, Coomber, Armstrong, Stanley and Lee. Rollo does finish 11th, but what a result for Allingham. Good second for Luxton, and Louis Dawson, by my maths, that's his first ever podium. Top marks to you. Allingham, look at the lead, over 200 points now as we head down into Anglesey. He'll be able to win the championship soon enough. Ross Twyman second overall, Bradley Jones third, then it's Hodgson who was out of that race, Rollo, Coomber, Luxton, Thackeray, Baker and Dean Court in 10th. Allingham, the Irishman, then on the top step. Ben Luxton, another podium for him in second, and Louis Dawson in third.
Third position goes to Louis Dawson. A really brilliant race there. Your first time on the podium, you must be so chuffed.
Yeah, really chuffed. It was a brilliant race. Everyone's been on it like all weekend, so a podium that finishes a good weekend off really.
And second position goes to Ben Luxton. Ben, again, you've been performing really well this weekend. You like it at Rockingham?
Yeah, we had such a good weekend, been on the podium quite a lot and it's been really good, yeah, really enjoyed it.
And first position, he's back, David Allingham. Nice to see you back up here on the top spot. It's been tough competition this weekend.
Yeah, everybody's up their pace quite a bit, and I think I was just too nice to everybody throughout the other races. I just maybe wasn't aggressive enough, so that race to come out and just maybe done a bit of banging on the boys, and yeah, throughout the year now I'm just going to start being aggressive again for, I need to get by them, and the other races I'm backing out of, up, like, chances they won, like, and I'm just backing out of them. So in this one, I just thought, right, be a bit more aggressive, and yeah, this time it maybe paid off. I know Lewis got a 10-second penalty, but it was so nice to come out and win it.
Excellent. Any sponsors to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Beemore, Ian, Newton, Jimmy, my dad, Gail, EHA Group, Silkeline, Bridgestone, all Thundersport, my mechanic, Rui Grimes, also his big help. So yeah, everybody, thank you.
Well, that's it from the Aprilia Challenge at Rockingham. Thanks for joining us. Join us again next month for round 7 at Anglesey in North Wales.